Hi everyone, welcome to part 2 in this underwater ribbon, I think I called it, page. This is from Worlds of Wonder by Johanna Basford, and we're just doing a lovely slow relaxed colour of this page, and you can colour along or listen and colour something else, whatever takes your fancy really. And so I'm just doing it in little short bursts. I'm going to do this really long interesting looking plant here next. I think I might do it in a not in green. We've got a lot of green going on down here. I think this does look a bit more like seaweed, so I'm going to do it more in a weedy colour. A weedy colour. Yeah, whatever. So this is number 7. So we've got our light brown. And I'm going to start here. Look at the base of the stem. Am I close enough? I think so. There. And then just work my way up. I think I'm going to do the whole stem actually in this colour. I'll do this one a little bit differently to some of the others maybe. And that's okay. It's drawn as if we've got this stem. And then I'm going to go back down to the bottom and do a little bit of this, not there, on the base of each of our sort of leaves. I'm not sure what's going on there. I'm just going to put a little bit in there. Like that. Now and just work our way up. Just putting a little bit in each one, sort of fading it off into the leaf bit. Whatever it is. Is it called a leaf when it's a seaweed? I mean, weed implies plant. I don't know. And then working through. So I hope everyone's having a little go at something. Even if it's not colouring, you know, something creative. If you're knitting, crocheting, whatever it might be. Some all sorts of things you could choose. Now I'm going to use this colour. This is our 73. And as before, I'm going to go over the top of a bit and then just sort of extend that colour, keeping that sort of fade a bit towards the end. And there we go. And just working all the way along our plant. Like that. We've got some fish here, look. I don't know whether we'll do them today. We might concentrate on some of the other elements. I was talking to my niece actually about fish. I'm colouring fish because she's just finishing her art degree actually, but she's doing computer games art, so always some digital stuff, but she's trained in art. She's done an art foundation course, she's done an art A-level and GCSE, so she knows all the basics and things. And I was saying how I always end up doing orange fish, which you know, obviously orange fish exist, but it's a bit boring. And she was like, you could look up pictures of fish. I was like, I know I do. This is number 49. But when I look at pictures of fish, they always look so complicated. And the colours sometimes don't look right. Like, you know, most of us know about clownfish, you know, with their black and white, but they're orange. And then koi fish, there's a lot of fish that are just sort of silvery grey, which isn't that exciting to colour. And then you've got your rainbow trout, which is really difficult. So it's tricky. So, and of course they just come in all sorts of colours. So I really need to have a look, because I did that with butterflies. I used to tend to do butterflies very similarly, or not really know how to do them. And then I looked them up, and of course it reminded me that I know quite a lot about butterflies and their different varieties, having had a poster 16 as a child. I'm going to do everything with this because we haven't been over this stem since I put down that base colour, and I'm just going to go over it now. It'll fill in any little gaps and just make it a little more vibrant with this lovely ochre. So I used to have a little poster with butterflies on, and so I remember it had tortoiseshell and peacock and monarch and orange tip, and there's a blue, I think it's common blue, common brown, all those sorts of butterflies on. And once I started looking them up, it sort of reminded me how to do them. And even though I don't do them all really realistically, I can do a few touches that help. Like most butterflies got black on the edge of their wings, so if you put that in, it just gives them a bit more of a real look, that sort of thing. So I really ought to take a bit more notice of fish. I mean, I'm pretty sure that their sort of tails and fins are very see-through, they're very thin, so maybe I need to take note of that when I'm colouring them, rather than I usually do them darker and more solid, when actually if they're thin and see-through, then they probably need to be coloured in sort of white or much lighter, that sort of thing. So it's just about trying to take a little bit more notice, I guess. I've grabbed this brown 76 to do these bits. Now, rather than trying to go around them like I did here, I'm just going to colour the whole thing in. I just want to do it a little bit differently on this one. I mean, you could do it the same as we did the other one, but as I say, I just want to show you something different and do something different, make it not look the same. These little circles are a bit small. We'll get there. There we go. And now I've got these corally bits. Now I'm always struggle with coral. What colour do you colour it? Do you do it in what we would call coral, which is like a sort of sour pink colour, or should we do it in some of the other colours? I really have no idea at all. So I think I'm going to start with a sort of pink and see where it leads us, really. Oh, excuse me, yawning again. Number 25. I doubted myself then. So I'm going to start with this and then try and fade it a bit towards the edge. So I want it to be more intense here where it's touching the other one, and just sort of fade it a bit. Now coral can come in all sorts of colours actually. I mean, these might be sea anemones, they might be sea sponges, they might be more sorts of plants. I have no idea at all, but I'm just gonna colour them as I see fit. We might just end up with a bit of a colour mishmash. There we go. So now I'm going to grab, actually we used this colour for this one and I'm using it for the same one. This is 222. But I'm going to use it on the edge here, well actually on the whole thing, just to bring a little light touch to the edge here. And just sort of fill in those gaps and blend it all up together. There we go. Now for these bits, I'm actually just going to use the 25, I think, because we've got so much of the 222 on here, it's going to end up looking really samey. Oh, so I've got an itchy nose. Right. So I'm going to make these much darker near the main part. Don't know what it is, and lighter towards the end, if I can. That one was tricky. They're quite small. There we go. Just work my way all around. And then I'm thinking a bit ahead of myself, which is a bit naughty, thinking about the next one. But that's okay. I'm going to do a blue one. I don't know if they come in blue. I mean, if you want to sort of try and make it look less of a mishmash, you could do sort of all of them. What's going on here? I think that's one. All of these in a similar colour. But I think I want to mix it up a bit. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's just put those blocks away. I think I'd go for quite a dark blue. Yeah, I can actually start with this one. It's really dark, it's 36. I'm going to do this one here, by the way. I'm going to do the edge in 36. Quite dark here, a little bit lighter here. Oh, it's a bit scratchy, this one. I have to sharpen it if it continues to behave like that. I can actually see it scratching the paper. It's quite unlike a Staedtler pencil to behave like that. Just going to give it a sharp and hopefully we'll lose that scratchy bit. Yeah, if you get a scratchy pencil, there are a few things you can do. You can sharpen it like I did. Oh, it's still scratchy. Did you hear that? Ooh. Or you can sort of scribble it, which is what I'm going to do, on a piece of scrap paper until you get past that little scratch bit. It's rare for me to have that happen. I don't think I've ever had it happen in a video before. That's interesting. I'm actually trying to work out where this stops. It actually goes all the way around there. So keep going round. I'm trying to make this edge a bit darker and it a bit lighter towards the outside. I'm just going to come back round and sort of darken that bit. There we go. Ah, that's a bit of that, isn't it? Oh, missed a bit. To remember what colours I used, that's okay. I will. I've kept them by because I need to write them down for you anyway. I always put all the colours, just in case you don't know, in the description of the video. I'm going to use, I think, the 49. Oh, it's raining quite hard. I just looked up. See it on the window? There we go. And then 16. There we go. Okay, so that is that one. And then we're going to, I think I'm going to use this dark one here as well, actually. This is the 36. I think it might sort of make sense. Like that. Then I'm going to go, yeah, I rather like this colour. Oops, doesn't want to behave though. 63, I think this is the, I always call this the denim. It's actually the Delft blue. Before I knew their names, that's what I used to call it to myself. So I'm going to do the same thing, trying to make it a little more intense near the centre, a bit lighter as we come out towards the outside. Yeah, it looks like we were lucky going out when we did. It was raining, but it wasn't really heavy. Me and husband popped out for a little walk. We walked along the canal and posted a letter. Actually I had some four thank you letters to my parents and my sister and my nieces for my birthday presents. That was nice. And yeah, it was just a sort of mizzle, as they say. Mizzle, misty drizzle. I'm really surprised that in the UK we don't have more words for rain. We basically have sleet, which is snowy rain. Don't get that very often. It's particularly not this time of the year. And we have drizzle, which is just not very heavy. And mizzle, which is a really misty fine drizzle, which saturates a lot. Right, for this last one here, actually it's not the last one, I'm going to use 302. I've got the centre, I'm not sure what to do with that one. We don't really have much more. You know, it's pouring, or it's raining cats and dogs. That sort of thing, but not, you know. Right, that's that. I think for the centre I'm going to go back to the 63. For me that feels, whoops, a good way to go. And I'm wondering, I'm thinking I might do these grassy bits. I've got these here, and then I've got this one that goes all the way across here, and this one that goes all the way around there. I might not do this one that goes all the way up here. I might do that a different colour because it seems to. But this little group here, is that one an offshoot of that one? Yeah, I might just do this little group actually. I'm going to use a couple of colours like I did last time. But I might not use the same colours as last time. Just having a think. I might start with number 5, which is the green. That's what I did before though, isn't it? Let's not do that then. Let's start with a different colour. Let's start with number 52. And we're here, so just doing quite an intense base, so over colouring it quite a bit and then beginning to fade it. Now this one is really long, so I'm going to fade it for quite some time, whereas these smaller ones can fade off quite quickly. I'm just trying to make sure I'm colouring the right bits and I'm not just colouring a bit of paper that should be left without a graph. Bit in there. See, I've tried to make that a little bit darker so it stands out. Do that one. This one here. That bit I think belongs to this one. It's not always easy to tell. It's not always that important. That bit there belongs to there. There's this one here. I can hear the rain splatting on the window. Oh, that is this one. Goes behind. Okay. Make that a bit darker. Oops, I went miles out of the lines. Never mind. Just going to try and erase that. You can catch up then if you've got a bit behind. Hasn't really erased that well, but it'll do. Now the tips I was going to do in, I think I'm going to use this colour, 56. The sad thing about, I'm going to go right over the top of it, about these, is that you can't buy them open stock. You can only buy them in sets. And it puts so many people off buying them at all because, you know, we all tend to use certain colours more than others. You know, it might be that you use your favourite colours more, it might be that you save your favourite colours and use different colours, or that you do a lot of nature pictures, so you need lots of green or whatever it might be, and then if you run out and you can't replace it, what are you supposed to do? You know, you have to buy a whole new set, and then what do you do with all the ones that haven't run out? You know, it's quite tricky and frustrating, really. So, if you're listening, Staedtler, release some open stock. Even if you had to buy a box of 12, it would be more preferable than none, I think. Anyway, now where should we go? We've actually probably done our time for today. We've done 20 minutes. I probably stop there while I'm sort of pondering where to go next. I think instead of pondering, I should just stop. So thank you for watching today. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you have a really super day. Thank you for watching and happy colouring.